Say the flame to shout, make America great, tell them what it's about. Facts over feelings, cutting through the noise, fighting woke mobs and the kids with toys. They spew their lies, they spreading hate. Lips BS ain't gonna seal our fate. No nonsense here, just straight to the point. Truth to ammo in this battleground joint. Make America great again, stand and fight. Facts over feelings, day and night.
Hey, it's To The Point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
What's up, guys? This is your boy Leo from To The Point Podcast with Mike, Leo, and of course, Leo. Vince. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. What's going on?
For a minute, it sounded silent, and I'm like, what just happened? Did we just like get unplugged or what?
No, I heard a noise, and it was like, but JetBlue flies right over the house, and they down throttle, and it's loud as shit. Now.
What's up, guys? What you guys been up to here lately? You know, welcome back to episode 154,
I think, right? Or 3? 4 or 3? I don't know, man. I got it in there. Hold on.
I'm gonna say
154. Yeah, it's 154.
I'm gonna say 4.
Yeah. Can you hear us all right? DT's in the comments already. Thank you, sir.
Hey, what's up, DT?
DT, I'm going to double check with John because he's got the shirts and was going to ship your shirt out to you from the Conspiracy Club. That was a wild one these guys missed. They don't realize that last.
Well, I saw
that last guest
that lady,
was definitely.
I was gonna bring that up. I forgot about it. She's
something else, all right.
Yeah, she definitely had a different way of thinking.
Hopefully they can hear us all right.
Who, the lady?
But yeah, but that Conspiracy Club shirt that they're sending you, that's a pretty cool shirt. I like the design on it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
I already have one.
Yeah,
I gotta make some.
It's freaking dope.
Okay, cool.
So what's up, guys? What have you guys been up to, man? I haven't seen you guys in like over a month.
Well,
that's what it seems like.
I think it was you and me 2 weeks ago. Vince wasn't there, but then the Conspiracy Club, you were out of town, and Vince was out, taking care of stuff. So, yeah, it's been a minute.
Seems forever. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff has happened. We've been to the moon and back in between that little break.
Yeah, have we though? A lot of people are, a lot of people are like, wait a minute.
Well, you saw
me, like,
you saw my comment. The submarine hooked up to the thing.
They were
sitting in the water
in there forever.
There was like 2 hours. They were just sitting in the water. I was like, a submarine's probably hooking up to the bottom of it, putting the astronauts in there, and they were never even going.
No.
I mean, I want to believe it. I don't. I mean, I do. I want to.
To me, I believe they went, and to me, it was like very. How can I say it? It was very not like sentimental, but like I'm still like very like wow, like I could only imagine what their eyes saw.
Did you see the amount of space they had inside that thing?
Yeah,
for 4 people.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
That's about where they lost me. Is when I saw them finally open, like the video that came out yesterday.
Yes,
of them
that's the video I'm talking about.
Yeah, and they got in. Wait a minute. Where the hell was all this space?
Listen, so the 3 of us are pretty good friends. I don't think I want to be in any freaking
not for 10 days.
No, for 10 days I can't. There's nobody I want to be in something that small, let alone 3 other people.
It seems pretty small, but I think once you're in there, I think it should be a little bit big.
I didn't know
cameras and stuff like that make it seem too.
I don't know, man. That looked like that would be rough to share that amount of space with 3 other people.
Yeah, to me, I don't know. To me, it's just.
And where was the bathroom? Like, I want to know. Like, is there? Like, what was that like? Are you like just going to the bathroom in front of each other?
I don't know. It's some kind of contraption that Homegirl had to fix.
Yeah.
Homegirl had to fix. Now get this. I learned from Dale and Jim. I don't know what her name is. Homegirl. Shane. It's not Shane
Christine.
Yeah.
She was also an actor in something. I forget. I didn't clip it from Dale and Jim's, but he had some information that she was an actor in something a couple years back and something like that. Could be a coincidence.
Yeah. I saw a video of her coming home and her dog seeing her for, the dog going nuts. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, let me see. I do have video. I just need to load it.
Right.
Hold on 1 second.
I don't know. To me, it's just amazing, man. These people went like literally out of this world, and to me, what got me was one of the astronauts. when he was describing it, he was just like, it's just amazing. You guys will never imagine the things that we saw. You know, and to me, that moment, I was just like
what?
He was, I was like,
tell me.
And but to me, I was like, what?
But why didn't we see it?
And then he said that it's pitch dark. It's black. There's nothing out there. He's like, what we call universe is pitch black. There's nothing out there. And I took it as like,
it's kind of frightening feeling.
Right, like kind of frightening, but also like kind of like we're so lucky where we live, because it's like literally it's pitch black outside of this world. Like there's nothing. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's just amazing. Like to be able to like look out the window and like be like, I just left that planet.
Yeah,
and I'm out in the middle of like nowhere.
Just looking at Earth, kind of looks like
Right.
a blueberry in the distance.
Right.
But
just, I don't know, it's just amazing.
The funny thing too is they showed an image from one of the previous missions when supposedly they had gone to the moon.
See, it is pretty big in there. It's just
look at
versus this one, and how much clearer the atmosphere was from the one like 30, 40 years ago versus the one from this one.
right.
I don't know. I
It's
just feel like it was huge once I got it. It was like, dang, man, they look like that, and some leg room in there.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would still like to come back to Earth in that.
No, it's still,
Yeah,
it's still, you know, I'd still be claustrophobic.
And I'm sorry, I think there should
Look how thick that thing is.
there's got to be a better way to get them up out of the water. Like I don't know why couldn't they a helicopter just hook up to the thing with a magnet and set it on the ship?
Well, because I think it's like they have to.
Well,
come
they have
back.
to power it down.
Yeah, they have to power it down, and then they have to
that's
like.
the thing. They have to
the gravity and
communicate with the
stuff.
boats that they're done powering down, because powering down includes like probably burning off some fuel and some gases.
I just
could make things not pressurized right.
Yeah,
I just kill everybody like that.
I just feel like there should be a
I feel like I'm not here.
quicker,
Am I here?
easier, more
Yeah, I can hear you
technology. You know, with the technology we have today, that there should be a better way. Let's get
Yeah.
Elon on it.
Well, I mean, they were up
know.
walking. Usually, they didn't let them guys walk for 4 hours or something.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of crazy, but
It's pretty cool though. Like if you think about it, like I wouldn't go. I think I would be more scared of coming back to Earth of those kinds of speeds and stuff like that. But
Yeah, watching it re-enter the atmosphere, like coming in, it's just like it looks like a fireball. You know, like God, that's got to be freaky. Like I don't know.
yeah.
I just picture them sitting there with their eyes closed, holding on for dear life. You know, that's what it seems like it would be like.
You're not even. You're strapped in.
Yeah, strapped in, just with your eyes closed,
probably black
waiting
out.
for it to be over. Yeah,
I
maybe.
hope
Yeah.
to fucking black out. Wake me up when it's over.
Right.
I gotta be like Mr. T. You ever watch an A-Team, Mr. T, before
Yeah.
he would fly? They'd have to tranquilize.
I'd have to bring some devil's lettuce with me while I'm up there. Fuck this shit. I'd be so
no, I
goddamn
ain't doing
scared,
none of
boy.
that.
I'd be so goddamn scared. I'd have to have something. I'd be like, oh hell no, fuck this shit. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, all right, motherfuckers, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Leo, fog that shit out. All of them.
Just looking at a notification from Twitter. Or
That'd be
X,
awesome, though.
Sorry. Ron DeSantis has just called for a special session to pass legislation redrawing Florida's congressional maps for the next election. This election in November. That's a big deal. That means they actually represent the neighborhoods and probably more Republican seats
Right.
coming from Florida. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, it's probably going to be held up in court. But
Right.
we were talking earlier about who do you trust to take over, after Trump, and it's like, you don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the property taxes that Ron DeSantis was trying to do. That's not going to happen.
I don't know. They're really pushing for it now, and
Yeah.
more now than ever.
Right.
But there is a lot of pushback, and
Doesn't sound like it's going to pass to me.
I don't know. I maybe we watch different outlets, but something of the sorts is gonna happen. But it's not gonna be what most people are expecting. Like this is for your primary homestead residence that's not under a mortgage or anything like that. So we'll see. I think it should be all across the board. But then again, how do you fund schools? I mean, you have to find other ways. There's more. The money's there.
Yeah.
And that's why they need Doge. And Florida's got their own Doge going
legalize marijuana and tax it. I mean, there's so much money to be made right there. And I know there's downsides to that, too.
DT's waiting for the 80-mile-an-hour speed limit on 95.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. People be going
They
80,
already
80,
are.
yeah, 80, but then they're going to want to go 85.
They already are. They're doing more than that.
Yeah. I mean,
I slowed down to 80 the other day. I didn't realize I was doing 80 to go by a state trooper. And the people blowing by me had to be doing 90 or more.
And state trooper, nothing.
No. I try to stick to 10 over most of the time. Like, if the speed limit's 70.
If not, you're going to get passed. You better get over. Yeah. You better not be that asshole in the left lane.
My bad.
Oh. Man, they love to ride. They love to ride in that left lane.
They'll pull you over for that, too, now.
Yeah, I must be getting old.
I ain't seen it happening. I hope they are pulling people over for that.
With gas prices, I click on cruise control as much as possible and do the speed limit. And I usually stay in the middle.
Yeah, sure do.
That's the best mileage. But let's do this Warrior Shield commercial real quick coming up in September. We're booking our room real soon if we didn't already. But yeah, check out Warrior Shield. We'll be right back.
There's a kind of strength you can't buy or borrow. It's born in the fire, tempered by sacrifice, and carried by those who never stopped serving. Some heroes wear uniforms. Others wear scars. They're veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. Men and women who gave everything and still keep giving. At the Warrior Shield Foundation, we stand beside them, shoulder to shoulder, providing the support, the care, and the community they deserve. We're a proud non-profit, a 501c3, built to protect those who protect us. We don't just serve our own. We help other non-profits reach their missions too, because together, we make the Shield stronger. Donate and help our cause, help their cause, because every act of kindness builds hope where the battle still rages inside. Join the mission. Donate today. Visit warriorshield.org. Because heroes deserve a foundation as strong as their sacrifice.
We're not
Yes, we were.
Hey, what's up,
Now
guys?
we're
Welcome back.
I don't know why
I'm
I
Leo
sound like this.
from To The Point.
You sure?
And that's Vince from To The Point. And on the other side is also Mike from To The Point.
Maybe my levels are messed up.
What's more?
What's up with them gas prices, man? Shit,
Well, funny
man.
you should say that.
We need to make little signs that says with fucking Trump's sign on it says I did that. With a little with a little dude that's running. It says
it's
Iran.
still cheaper.
It's definitely not a lie, but I'm getting tired of paying $4 a gallon, but hopefully that'll change soon.
Well, you should have expected more out of the presidents before Donald Trump, because this is what happens when you're left to clean up a mess from other presidents and administrations ignoring the problem or fueling it with billions of dollars.
Don't get me wrong, he's doing what needs to be done. These people have been chanting death to America since long before I was born.
I had this comment back and forth with somebody. I don't know if it was Facebook or TikTok or something, but and the way I explained it was I see this as a war that started in the 70s, and every president since then has acknowledged it, Reagan even called what they did in the 70s war crime and an act of war, but no president until now has been ready to do something about it, because the last 2 presidents before him were giving them money or enriched uranium or the means to enrich uranium, which is a big deal when it comes to people who want to kill you. You don't want to give them the weapon that could wipe out a lot of fucking people. I just don't understand why this is a big deal. I mean, it sucks. And as soon as you put American boots on the ground, you lose me, because I think it could have already been handled right now. But there's a lot at play on the global market. I know that, whatever. But I think this is something that could be handled without putting Americans on the ground. But we are going to need intelligence and people, but quite frankly, it does not have to be us.
Yeah.
We can control everything from where we're at.
I completely agree as far as we definitely don't need to put boots on the ground. We can handle this without that. And if it comes down to it and we got to fucking blow up a bunch of shit more than what we already have, then so be it. But it needs to be finished. We can't leave it half done and then walk away from it. It needs to get done. Because it won't get done if it doesn't get done now.
It won't get done if it doesn't get done.
It's going to get worse.
Right.
Yeah. It's going to be. Right. They were so close already as it is. God forbid they had something, and maybe they did. Maybe we found out they did, and that's why we did that strike a few months back. Remember, we took out their nuclear facility supposedly with our biggest bombs, and then now we're back. And, of course, he made controversy, Trump, when he said he was going to wipe out the entire civilization. People were like, oh, you're going to kill all the people, and that's not what he meant. He's talking about infrastructure, oil refineries, ports, airports, freaking land ports, you name it. That's the civilization, what keeps them people from being third world pigs. Yeah,
sounds like a bomb's coming right now.
The last one comes in at 10:38 at night now.
Yeah. And Vero now, I've noticed now that we get the, what is it, JetBlue or whoever flies into
there's
Vero.
a couple of them. Right?
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of them there.
That's where they're landing.
Yeah.
They take that turn and throttle right over my house, and I'm 20 miles away.
It's just funny. We're talking about bombing places.
Right.
It sounds like a freaking bomb coming right now. Like, oh, shit.
Ever since this little airport expanded,
about
we're on the flight path.
Right. Think about it. Who would have thought Little Vero Beach, this is what you'd be hearing.
Well, anyways, hit back to gas prices. Here's Caroline Leavitt, White House press secretary, on gas prices.
The president's been very clear, again, as the secretary just said, this is short-term disruption for the long-term strategic goal of the United States to ensure that the world's leading state sponsor of terror cannot obtain a nuclear weapon. That's a good thing for the American people. That's a good thing for people all over the world. And as the president and his economic and energy team have repeatedly stated, as soon as the operation and now the negotiations with Iran conclude and the strait is reopened, we do expect gas prices to decrease. And thank goodness we have a president and an administration that believes in American energy dominance in bringing down prices at the pump. Look at how gas prices decreased over the past year since this president was in office. It's a stark contrast to the previous administration and Democrats in this city who believe in hampering our domestic energy industry, who believe in importing our most precious resources, who believe in implementing policies that created the worst inflation crisis in history. So President Trump has built the greatest economy in the world before. He is doing it again. Of course, we have this short-term disruption, but again, it's for the long-term strategic goal of ensuring that these terrorists cannot possess a nuclear bomb. The president's been very clear, again, as the secretary.
And we know that. It just still sucks. Still sucks that we have to pay $4, $4.10 for gas. I mean, I get it from Sam, so it's cheaper than everywhere else, but still, it's still expensive. She's something else. How old
and
is
for
she?
some reason, my gas is going through so fast too. Like my truck's
I've been feeling like that for a while.
Yeah, I clean my air filters. I put stuff in my gas tank the other day. I've done so many things just to trying to save a few dollars, but all I'm doing is just wasting more money.
28 years old, Caroline Leavitt is, and she's the press secretary.
She's 28. That girl, that lady that Trump was just talking.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, that's something else. She's pretty good. He's done.
How'd she get up there?
I don't know. Yeah, she is a cutie, says DT.
Easy now.
I mean,
easy.
Not really my type. But
Easy now. Did you guys hear about that school board teacher or whatever that got in trouble, or some kind of county commissioner or something like that? Or?
Not around here.
No, it wasn't around here, but it was in Florida, I believe, or somewhere like that.
Oh, it was always in the next county north of us. There was all kinds of.
He said something to a lady. Oh, you're hot. And they were like, "What?" Canned him.
Can't do that.
Nope. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't mean it that way, and this and this and that." And I was like, "You said what you said, bro." Like,
all right. So this dude has been under my skin since I've ever heard from him, and you're gonna
try to put him underneath my skin. Now.
You're gonna understand why. Now it's even worse.
Breaking news: Congressman Erika Swalwell has just announced that he is resigning from.
Can you hear that?
No,
it's a little low.
Capitol Hill. Mono, what do you learn?
Yeah, this is happening very rapidly. Just moments ago, Eric Swalwell posting to resign his seat that he is occupied representing the Northern California district, and saying so in the aftermath of these very serious allegations of sexual misconduct, including an allegation of rape. He has denied these allegations, but indicating in this statement that all of this was too much of a distraction.
I hate sharing CNN shit, but here you go.
Which is why he plans to give up his seat in Congress. Now, this statement I'll read to you, Anderson, says, "I am deeply sorry to my family, staff, and constituents for mistakes and judgment.
No, he ain't. He's deeply sorry he's caught.
I will fight the serious false allegation made against me. However, I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes I did make. I'm aware of efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against me and other members. Expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made is wrong," he said. "But it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my duties. Therefore, I plan to resign my seat in Congress." He goes on to say he'll work to ensure a smooth transition. But this is a dramatic downfall, Anderson.
This dude is just such a snake.
Frontrunner, a Democratic frontrunner for the party's nomination to be the next governor of California, battling out with several other Democrats in that race. But in the aftermath of all these allegations, he saw his support completely collapse. One backer after another withdrawing their support, calling on him to withdraw from his race for California governor.
So he's a front runner for governor, and he probably was going to split the vote, and that's probably why they're doing it. Real quick, here's this guy when he came to the Epstein files.
Everyone wants to see the Epstein files, Nicole. Democrats want to see it because the reason we've always wanted to see the files. It's about the truth. It's not about politics. It's about victims. And the truth is, many of these victims were teenage girls who had real wrongs done to them. And our job is to protect the most vulnerable. And actually, consistently over a decade, there's one group who has always known the danger of Donald Trump, and that's women. When it comes to women and Donald Trump, no one has been worse for them.
So recently allegations came out, and Kash Patel of the FBI was willing to release the files because he says all files should be released. But now, because it involved him, he was issuing cease and desist orders. So this just shows the hypocrisy with these guys.
Right now. This is about victims and protecting the most vulnerable in our community and knowing the names, not of the victims, but knowing the names of those who exploited them.
I wonder what, as Democrats, you think the opportunity is to maybe re-engage
what the fuck is that?
On issues of credibility.
So he's sitting there saying what he's supposed to say. We want to see it. We want to see it.
This was praying. Yeah, this was a couple years ago.
Praying that it doesn't get released.
What the fuck is that?
What is what? I don't know. You get run over if you don't. Yeah. Yeah, the politics there is something else, that's for sure. So that was Eric Swalwell there. He's such a hypocrite. I had the video that actually came out. I deleted it. But there was video of him with a sex worker, supposedly, and another guy in the room. Somebody else was filming it. Well, supposedly the girl filming it was underage, and possibly so was the sex worker. But people did the digging and found out these girls' names, but they never released the other guy's name that was in there. Some people think it's another congressman or senator from out west, and it's, I don't know. I don't have the video, but here's Anna Paulina with the actual criminal allegations. She's a representative from here in Florida.
Say is that many people on the Hill knew about this. Many reporters have come forward, even in talking to me, saying that they have heard stories about this. But I do think that he has serious criminal problems on his hands, and I do think that he might end up in jail, Jesse. And if I could just share with you for a moment, not only did I receive forensic reporting showing that, that infamous video of him in the hotel room was indeed him. It was not AI generated. But I'm also being told that more stuff is going to be dropping in the next 24 hours, and then also potentially the individual that reported that video in that hotel room, Jesse, was a female and she was underage.
Oh. Just so the audience is aware, there's a video that's circulating. Fox hasn't confirmed it yet. It appears to show Swalwell on a bed, maybe another guy making out with a girl. That's it. That's all we know. But if what you're saying is true, we don't know. But if that's true, that is very, very, very bad news. But back up. You're saying reporters on the Hill knew Swalwell was a shade ball, but didn't investigate because
why? They all knew.
He was a Democrat.
No, it was money in the bank. It was money in the bank. They had this in their pocket the whole time.
On the Hill in general, because it's happening within our own party as well. But yes, they knew about it. They did not report on it. And you're seeing now that, I don't know about you, Jesse, but I don't have 50 staffers, let alone 50 staffers that would come out and say that this is wrong and that you need to resign from office, right? So it was clearly a pattern. And as you're seeing with some of the text messages coming out, and I think, again, with this criminal investigation, there's a lot there with him. So yes, he resigned. I think to maybe save his family going through this, but ultimately at the end of the day, when he did what he decided to do, just based on the grounds of having an inappropriate relationship with a staffer, but now we're looking at the criminal activity, and I stand by what I said because I saw again the forensics report of that video, and if that is true, I would suggest that the Manhattan DA look into that. What I will say is that many people on the Hill knew about this. Many reporters have come forward.
Is this the guy that got arrested here in Florida?
No.
Decided to ask him to meet me for a drink.
He's a senator in California.
I did this because I was so far removed from what had happened in 2019. I felt safe because I was established. I had a partner. I felt more secure that I could have a strictly professional relationship with this person. After that bar closed, we went to another. I went to the bathroom, and I don't remember anything after that.
You don't remember anything?
I remember the next day. I can see flashes of that evening, him on top of me, pushing him off, him grabbing me. It was a lot more aggressive. It was aggressive.
Did you say no?
Yes. I said no. I said in my flash that I can recall, I was pushing him off of me, saying,
And what did he do?
He didn't stop.
He didn't stop. And you woke up the next morning.
I woke up the next morning naked, alone in his hotel room. I for a moment didn't even know I was in his hotel room. That's how intoxicated I was. And I called my mom. The only person I could think that could help me.
These scumbags, they get into power.
By speaking with friends and family.
Can I pause it? Yeah. These people, they get into power, and it just goes to their head, and they think they're untouchable.
They think they can get away with anything.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like DT admits something like he thought he was gay. He probably is.
Yeah.
I mean, they do that. Like, they get power hungry, and they don't get that level of satisfaction. A lot of people in power, they end up that way, like all the way back in history, and it's pretty freaking sick. Yeah. So there's more. He's done. He's fried. And the most damning part is we all knew he was a scumbag. Right. But this is the guy, we did shows on him, if you don't remember. He's the one who had a staffer who was a Chinese spy called Christina Fang or something like that. And so he gets dogged all the time for Fang Fang. who was having a relationship with a staffer, an affair with her also, who was a Chinese spy. And her cover was she was a fundraiser and helped make him a lot of money during his campaigns for Congress and Senate, whatever. So it's this guy's got. I'm surprised he had. Yeah, Fang Fang. I'm surprised he had a security clearance to begin with.
Right.
Just ridiculous, man. I don't know what's up with my shit here. Fang Fang. So yeah, he's fried, and they knew that. That, like I was saying, the big deal is they had this in the bank. They knew it. They knew he was a scumbag. These girls been coming out for a while, and they just ignored it until the time was right. And the problem was he was fixing to split the vote in California.
They needed him out of the way,
and there was a chance Steve Hilton, running on the Republican ticket, who's a foreigner, would have won the governorship. But we definitely want him more than Swalwell. And if I might have names wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Steve Hilton that would have, Swalwell would have split the vote. And better chance for a Republican taking California, which would be like pretty major, like stepping foot on the moon again, kind of major. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. What else do I got? I got some other stuff here, but let's get that freaking CNN shit off there. What do you want to talk about? We've got the Pope. Did you just?
That wasn't me.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't shit myself.
Nah, I burped.
We got JD Vance. This one real quick. This is a hero. This is out in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, I believe. And this is a principal.
Yeah,
principal saved the day, man. This is all I got. Pauls Valley. I don't know.
This is all there is.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Boom.
Boom.
The guy don't even get a shot off. The principal is just on
No,
it.
but how did I think it did say somebody got shot in the leg.
Did they?
Somebody did. I think I heard somebody said.
Let's look up. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I heard somebody yelled gun, and then the principal just charged him.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
like that one guy at church that came attacked at the church.
Yeah, I mean,
did you guys ever see that one?
Yeah.
He was like
The
came a
principal
shooting, and then all of a sudden, all these other church people took the guns out and took care of the business right there and then. And then the other day that I was at church at Easter.
That's why it's good.
I know, right? I went to church on Easter.
That's why it's good for good people to have guns.
I thought about it. I was like, I wonder who's packing in this church right now. Because what if anything would happen?
Yeah, this was Kirk Moore, the principal, intervened quickly. Nobody was shot. He tackled and disarmed the suspect before any shots were fired.
All right, good.
No students or staff injured. Suspect in custody. Treated as a prevented school shooting.
Yeah, I mean, if he hadn't done that, I mean, I'm curious, like how many lives did he possibly just save,
Yeah, a lot.
It's crazy.
A lot of lives could have been changed that day, and thank God for that principal like that. Hopefully, your kids are at a school with a principal that would do something like that.
And assistant principal too, or whoever that authority is, came out there as well and picked the gun back up and took it to a safe location. That's a big deal too. You retrieving that gun, because in any minute that aggressor can.
And that's an
quick.
Adult, right?
For sure.
It certainly looks like
Absolutely.
an adult.
I don't care if you're 18 or 19. You're an adult. You're carrying a gun. You think you're a badass.
Was it a teenager? Or, I
don't know what it was.
In the video, it looks like an older guy. I can't tell.
He's an older person.
But yeah, I mean, if it was, it's just like what would a 30, 40-year-old man be at the school to shoot for?
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Seriously.
The suspect is a student at the school who's a minor. They were armed with a firearm when the incident unfolded. The situation was stopped when Principal Kirk Moore intervened, disarmed them. The suspect was taken into custody at the scene, being held on a high bond reported around $1 million, likely facing serious felony charges. Exact charges may vary as the case develops. What's not confirmed is the name and exact age, typically not released because the suspect is minor. Confirmed motive, still under investigation. Some early social media claims about writings or intent have circulated, but details here remain inconsistent and should be treated cautiously. So everything is allegedly. Yeah, so it was prevented. Thank God for that principle, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, even the kid, even the kid that was going to do the shooting, he saved his life.
Yeah, definitely. Because he would have had different charges if he would have made it.
And he may have ended up committing suicide at the end too. You know, I mean, who knows?
That was Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. Yeah, Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. What do we got here? All right, so we're going to talk about it all. So we can either get into the drama with the Pope. It's not just drama, but it's pretty major. Or the drama with Savannah Hernandez at the protest in Minnesota, and then we also have a former Cleveland Clinic doctor that has something to say, but I ain't buying this bullshit.
I heard the Pope and Trump are going to have a boxing match.
Yeah, right. DT, me and Vince were actually Vince brought that up before we went live, and no details. Poof, gone.
What's up?
The alleged killer of his girlfriend and her boyfriend.
Yeah, last I read,
public library in Vero Beach.
From what I hear, like the guy's just vanished. So I'm just curious if it's possible. I mean, is he alive? Is he dead? Maybe he got eaten by sharks. That's why they haven't found the body.
I thought they heard.
There's video of him getting out of the water and walking away.
But who knows if he went and got back in the water? But
I heard of somebody.
I think the guy got away. Like I just think he's just vanished. He's gone, and it's kind of. I know. Well, I was watching some of the local media. A lot of people are giving the police a lot of shit for mishandling. Can't remember exactly what it was. They just released some more information recently about what I guess how he may look now, like a more recent photo. So people were giving them shit. They're like, well, why didn't you release a more recent photo sooner? It's been a couple weeks and you're just now releasing this?
Yeah. I'll try to find out more this week and whatnot. I don't know.
It's kind of fishy.
There is, and the police department handling it is not well funded and not very well suited for the job. But neither is the sheriff either. Although he did just get his money.
Yeah, he just got another $3 million or 3.5. Yeah. Yeah, they came to an agreement, but
it's a lot of money.
They still say there may still be some more disagreements down the road, but it's a temporary solution.
Yeah, what's going to happen though when all that money is not easily?
It's still not
available.
enough. It's not going to be enough
used
for
up
them
by in 6 months.
They're going to want more.
DT says they let someone go over a half mile from shore, and I think when they went away from him, he thought, "Damn, I got away with it," and I think he decided to go back to shore, and that's why he needed help. And he got back to shore out of Cranton. That's why they helped him out. And there's video of him walking away.
But where did he go?
South somewhere. He might have went off into the woods and killed himself. Who knows? Because supposedly there was a missing gun also. So who knows? Maybe he's up in the mangroves.
But how would they know there was a missing gun?
Because of the magazines and the holster, but no gun.
Okay, but how do they know there was supposed to be a gun in one of those?
I mean, they don't know for sure, but it's a pretty
detective work.
Yeah, like a likely assumption.
It's pretty good to know, like, if you've got 3 magazines for a 9mm, but there's no 9mm around, that it's somewhere with 1 magazine in it, probably. So it's just an assumption. In law enforcement, you got to figure that out. That dude's a danger, and that was my problem with this from the whole get-go. Was they acted like this guy was no danger to the public.
Yeah,
well, thank God he hasn't been.
They flat out said he wasn't. Like,
right. Thank God he wasn't.
When they released the news, we all thought he was already contained or dead.
So think about it. If somebody confronts him, say like, "Hey, man, you're the man from Vero Beach that killed those 2 people. You know, get on the ground. I'm fixing to call 911 right now. You know, like." You don't think the guy's going to get violent? You don't think the guy's going to get aggressive?
Do you remember their first communication was like, if you see him, stop. And it made, remember, the wording on it was like, what do you mean stop?
Almost like
stop him?
Yeah, it sounded like stop him, but I think
stop and report it, or stay away. But they didn't say don't attempt to apprehend like they usually do. It just said stop. And it was like, well, wait a minute. Are you telling people to stop this guy? Like, as soon as you see him, like, shoot on
Pretty
sight?
sure they wanted them to report it, but yeah, it was very misleading.
He's probably in Miami. He's probably in Little Havana. I don't know. Anyways, let's get on. I wasn't even planning on talking about that dude, but I am. I was going to actually publish another article about it, and I just haven't gotten into it. But so the Pope had been questioned about what was going on with Iran, and of course, the Pope is always going to side on the piece of no aggression, no activity, no nothing. Keep everything the status quo, because as long as everything's status quo, the Pope is safe in Rome, at the Vatican, And so he made what any Pope, I would actually expect any Pope to make the same comments.
Right. What else is the Pope going to say? Yeah, I want people to die.
But Trump takes it to 10, which I'm not saying I don't disagree with what Trump said, but, he said the Pope was weak on crime and weak on immigration. And that was the biggest thing, was that the Pope was saying our immigration practices are not what Jesus would approve of, and we should have open borders pretty much. And Trump was like, mind your business, and it got into a little scuffle, and then Pope reposted a meme somebody had made, and it made Trump look like
Jesus
or a preacher, a priest, like giving somebody their last rites, and there was just idolatry in the whole picture. It was not very much in good taste, but he was trolling the Pope. He thought it was funny. He reposted it. There was other renditions too, and he just happened to repost one of them that was posted, and it sparked crazy outrage, and people were like, that's sacrilegious, and it's blasphemy. And he's like, hey, well, he took it down, but he was like, I thought it made me look like a healer. He's like, I'm a healer. I thought I was a doctor, and he went in to this thing about the Red Cross, which he's for the Red Cross, but the Red Cross, don't donate to the Red Cross. It's evil. Don't ever donate to the Red
Cross. And what's the other one?
Trump, I don't know what he was talking about, but the Red Cross is not a good organization.
No, it's not.
So it turned into this big thing, but all the while, here's the Pope in Algeria.
FEMA's no good either.
This is the Pope at Algeria's largest mosque, and he's walking with the imam. And then there's other video of them signing a decree and talk about we worship the same God, and it's all a joke. Like DT says in the comments, the Pope is a joke. It is, and it's like, man, I used to be a Catholic. I was raised Catholic, baptized, all that, did all that up until I was like 13, and really stepped away from it. And I wouldn't even consider myself a part of this kind of church anymore. And say what you want. I would expect the Pope to talk about peace and non-aggression and stuff like that. But this bond he's taking with the radical Islam, or Islam in general, and his stance against America's domestic policy and foreign policy, immigration policy, I think, like, he should just stay out of it, like Vance says. Here's Vance. You like Vance, don't you?
Very, very important. Very important to be careful when he talks about matters. And I think that one of these issues here is that there has been.
Don't yell at me.
Again, hey, random dude screaming. I told you I'd respond to your point. I just want to respond to this question first. But I think one of the issues here is that if you're going to opine on matters of theology, you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure it's anchored in the truth. Now, to respond to this guy here, he said. I believe he said the administration supports a genocide in Gaza. And here's my response to that. When we came in, the humanitarian situation in Gaza was an absolute catastrophe. You know who's the person who got a peace agreement in Gaza? Donald J. Trump. The president... Excuse me, sir. Right now, you see more humanitarian aid coming into Gaza than it has any time in the past 5 years. Because we have taken that situation seriously. I think it's very, very, very important for the Pope to be careful when he talks.
Yeah. So, it is. It's sad to see all that. But meanwhile, the Pope is in Algeria, meeting with the imam of the largest mosque, the magnificent mosque or something like that. This is what Nigeria looks like. And those are Christians wrapped up, and they're being genocided in Nigeria. But the Pope isn't saying anything about that. But he's got something to say about Iran or about the illegal immigration or how we're handling it here in the United States. So it's sad. Like, I like to see the tradition. I'm not a practicing Catholic, but I think ever since John Paul II, I think the deep state in the Vatican, because there's one of those too. It's one of the most corrupt systems in the world, the oldest monarchy in the world also, and just longest sitting monarchy.
Just keep the popes away from your kids.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the popes. I'm sure they all have good intentions, but they're all brainwashed also. Like, DT said something about...
Just because they're a pope doesn't make them right and a good person.
You don't pray to ceramic saints in a front yard. Right. It's riddled in pagan superstition. My mother's Catholic. My whole family on that side of the family was Catholic. I get it. Like, there was superstition. They all had good intentions, but if you step back and look at it... Now I've heard the argument, like, they say... You're not praying to that saint, but you're talking to that saint like you're talking to your friend, and you're asking your friend to pray for you, but your prayers are going to Jesus, is what they say. But, I mean, it's hard to not observe all of the idolatry when you walk into a Catholic church.
Yeah. One of the things that got me, too, I went to church with my grandfather when I was younger, is just they expect... like when I found out, they pretty much expect you to donate 20% of your earnings.
Some of those churches, yeah.
20% of your earnings should go to the church. That's just standard.
What kind of church was that?
Catholic. But I mean, I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like, it was more about money, and I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I've never been one to really be a part of wanting to do organized religion like that.
Usually it's the other sects that want, not sex, but the other branches that try to get you to tie your paychecks. The Catholics, they get a lot of their donations, and a lot of it is like, corrupt money anyways.
Right.
Yeah, tying 10%. Yeah, I didn't stick around that long to know. I do remember the basket getting passed around. And involved in scouts and stuff like that. Sometimes we had to be the ones to pass the basket out. So, whatever. But I've been to some other churches, like the Pentecostals and some Baptists who do. They were like pushing for 20%. And there was one preacher, I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. He wanted you to, it was tax time. And he wanted you to bring your return to him, so he can approve your taxes,
right?
Before long. What's the matter? You want to come say hi?
Talking about taxes. Hopefully, you guys did your taxes, because
you say hi.
This is
it's already
Riley
deadline, as it's already.
You gonna say hi?
Hi.
Say hi to DT. Say hi, DT. He's our number one person in the comments.
Do any of us speak in tongues, handle snakes, drink blood? Listen, DT, I had a friend in Barefoot Bay growing up. Okay, baby. Go ahead. I had a friend in Barefoot Bay, and he was a Pentecostal preacher, right? And his wife was a Catholic, and they were having another baby, and... No, you're good. She can't read that. It's too small anyways. But they were having a baby, and they were gonna have it, whatever it is called, at the Pentecostal church. It's not baptism or christening, I forget what it's called, but anyways, both families were there, and of course I was good friends with them at the time, so they invited us. So her parents, who were devout Catholics, were sitting in front of me, And in the middle of this thing, the devil is talking over here like loud. Like you can't understand really what this thing is saying. And then in the other side of the room, this other guy's or woman is talking, and it's just like it was crazy. It was a culture shock, and it was just that. They were speaking in tongues.
Right.
No snakes, no blood of the children, but I don't know what happens after that. I never went back.
I went to a church one time when I was in Tallahassee, living in Tallahassee, and I got invited to go to this church, right? And it was all good. Everything was going good and great. And then all of a sudden, they start speaking in tongues.
That's one of the, yeah,
and
that's
I was
crazy.
like,
I'm not crazy. I mean, crazy.
I was like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden, one person's like, relieve me from the chains of this and from the chains of that. And I'm like,
it was a revival.
And I was like, what fucking chains? I mean, you're not chained up to anything. Like, what the fuck is going on?
All right.
I was more freaked out.
It's been cool, but I won't be back.
And then I was like, no, I respectfully stayed until the end, but I was pretty scared. I'm not going to lie to you.
But did you go back?
Because I had never seen anything like that before. No. You invited me once. I went, and I was respectful, and I went. And
That's
I did
how
what
it
I
was
did.
for me for this christening or whatever. Yeah, I never went back.
I was like, what?
And that's what they were talking about. Tie in 20%. And it was just, and I'm looking around at like the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of audio equipment up on the wall, and the big screen TV on every wall, every inch. And it was just like, in the preachers drove a freaking Mercedes. It was just like, okay, yeah, I know why you need 20% of everybody's paycheck.
Mike, you know the church on 58th, just down the street from Sam's, the big church right there.
Yeah.
The house I'm living in was built when they built that neighborhood. They bought that house. The preacher of that church used to live in that house.
Yeah.
100% paid for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, that's your 20% at work. I mean, I'm not saying that somebody like a preacher doesn't deserve some, some sort
It
of.
is. It's just, it's hard to think that it's so much about money.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I haven't been about the institution, more so about the Bible, in the scripture. Like
I used to be an altar boy.
Yeah, I did it when I was
Right here
when
in
I was a
Felsdale.
younger kid, in scouts and stuff. It was part of what we did back home in Connecticut. But like I said, I left at 12 and 13 and haven't looked back.
Yeah, and supposedly the house has a Bible in the foundation. And my first response was, well, if my foundation cracks, I'm coming for the church. Put a damn Bible in my foundation.
DT says, let's blow this up. 2 things that you're not supposed to talk about. Religion and politics. Well, I was married and baptized on the same day. The scariest and easiest things I've ever done. Good for you, I think. I don't know. Yeah. But
Mike said, I think.
I mean, the institution, I think it's crazy. And the more I learn about it, because if you know me, I'll dive deep into something for a long time and learn a ton about it. I'll probably forget about it. But just the split in the church between the Orthodox, the East, and the Roman Catholic Church, and the reasons why, and a lot of it makes sense why the Orthodox split. And you want me to look up to this Pope, one single guy, and it's just like he's supposed to be the closest one to God, but it's like I don't know the Bible. Like I know the original origins of the church, but I don't think this is what Paul intended or Jesus intended for the Catholic or the Orthodox Church.
It's funny what you said, Mike, about how you like to read about stuff and learn about stuff and then you forget it. But it's funny when something triggers it and it all starts coming back to you. And then Mike's, it's like, damn, where'd that come from, Mike?
Yeah, we're running up on an hour. I did have 2 more stories in here. The doc from Cleveland Clinic, I don't really want to talk about because I don't buy his bullshit. But look up the guy, and he's my dude. Look up to one guy. Yeah, God, that's it. And whatnot. Yeah, so Sarah Hernandez, she's a TPUSA reporter, and she was outside an ICE facility. I believe this is Minnesota. It was either Minnesota or Oregon, but we'll play a little bit of it, and you can see what happened to her, man. I'll watch the link. Yeah, so if there's kids in the room...
Guys, it's over! Guys, it's over! Back the fuck up! It's over!
Why isn't it pausing?
It's over!
That's loud, isn't it?
It's a little bit.
We love you! We love you! We love you! We love you!
Why is it so loud? How come I can't?
Guys, it's over! It's over! Back the fuck up! It's over! It's documented! Get charged! It's over!
Sorry, guys.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. So this is the...
Damn, that's a good shot.
This is the dad of the chick. I don't have it. I thought this was the whole video. Well, I'm kind of glad it's not, because I kind of like cringed watching it. This dude's daughter freaking was in Sarah Hernandez's ear with a whistle, and they had planned on this. Some of the videos didn't load anyways, but they had planned on this the whole time, and they were trying to provoke her. This is Sarah Hernandez. She's a TPUSA reporter, and the daughter of that one dude got in her face and then tried punching. She actually punched her a few times and then shoved her into a fence, knocked her down. Damn. And then this guy come up, shoved her to the ground. The mom was involved also. The mom is there. There's another sister, but the sister took to social media and was like, I don't have nothing to do with these people. They're all deranged. It did look like like a cartoon character, didn't it, DT? I thought I had the original video. Here's the arrest, though. That's the daughter. This is accountability. I wish I had the other video now, but she took off running.
Deranged people, man.
That's somebody with one of those air horns. This dude in the onesie, he's an organizer of a lot of these things. And he was saying what they did was fucked up. But as soon as she did that, they were screwed, you know. And this is the sheriff department in Will County. Kind of reminds me of the guy that owns that bar down in Vero Beach. So the boyfriend got on top of her. They had to peel the boyfriend off. And it turns out boyfriend was an illegal. She got all kinds of charges. So did the dad. I think so did the mom. I think they all cop charges for all this. But you'll see this dude, like they pepper spray the shit out of these people. I do. But you got in the fucking way. Look at all them people right there. I'd have them all maced. What are you doing? I don't even know who that is. But he obviously got out of line. Here's the dad. I want to see his arrest, though. I want to see his face get smashed up against a cop car. That dude's out of breath. It's exactly what they're on. Paid agitators. Look. These fucking weirdos in onesies. Yeah. So was that. Here's the brat.
Every daughter, also known as Pages Go. And I was the girl that literally got fucking assaulted by a fucking piece of shit turning point bitch.
Nice mouth.
First of all, her fucking ID is expired. 2023 is when it expired. And second of all, I got released. They're gonna like do investigation and all that for video, but I need everybody to send the video that they got of her assaulting me first. And then second of all, my boyfriend that protected me, Lorenzo Garcia,
Hey.
the one that was talking about his dad, yeah, they fucking took him for protecting me. I need everybody to get the word out to go to Hennepin County Jail and help him get out.
Hey.
Because he was assaulted and unlawfully arrested for no reason for protecting his girlfriend.
Hey, he got in the way.
Please send videos. Please get the word out. This is MN Angry Daughter, also known as Just Go.
MN Angry Daughter. Her dad was an MN Angry guy.
Hey.
Turning point, bitch.
First of all, her fucking ID is expired. 2023.
Oh, hold on.
It was replaying.
Yeah. This is Sarah Hernandez's page. Man accused of attacking conservative journalist defrauded Minnesota unemployment program. The Minnesota Star Tribune profiled Chris Ostrosko as a suburban dad resembling Mr. Clean in January. In 2005, Ostrowich was convicted after it was found that he had received thousands of dollars in unemployment benefits when he was actually unemployed. I had that up for his name, actually. Here's the original. Do you want to hear that? Like, to me, that's borderline assault. Like, you're affecting somebody's ears, man.
Well, and you're in their personal space. You have the right to defend yourself when somebody's doing that.
There it was.
Clearly, she's the aggressor. She's the attacker, not the reporter.
She's got some balls, though, man, for going out there. Watch. I don't know. Like, I mean, if somebody hit my daughter, I think I would probably do the same thing. But his daughter, like, they were orchestrating this.
Yeah, I mean,
look, and they're attacking.
They came there to assault her.
They were attacked. Yes, exactly. And there was other video with audio of him telling her, "Go blow that whistle in her effing ear or GD ear and whatnot." Yeah, he should go down, man. That dude is such a scumbag. The only other thing, we got to wrap up, but the only other thing I was going to mention was the Turning Point USA event yesterday, actually in Georgia, that the vice president was at, but credible threats made Erika Kirk cancel her appearance, which just seemed kind of, something was weird there. You know, the vice president can show up, and he even said something. Let me play that real quick, and then we're going to dip out of here.
So for those of you wondering why I don't have really flowing long blonde hair right now, so I'm going to address it right at the front. Mr. Vice President, I'm on stage here instead of our friend Erika Kirk. Because unfortunately she has received some very serious threats in her direction, which is terrible. It's a terrible reflection on the state of reality and the state of the country. But it underscores a larger point that she has received a lot of attacks from surprising places.
Shut up, let Vance talk.
Perhaps. Tell us what you think about that. Some of the people that have made part-time jobs out of attacking Erika, and this is the net result.
Well, first of all, I love Erika, and I know that she did get some threats. And, about 2 hours ago, Andrew, I was a little worried that we were going to have to cancel the event because Erika was not going to come, and she was very worried about it. I talked to the Secret Service, and obviously these guys do a very good job, and I said, you know what, let's let Erika do what she needs to do for herself and her family. I'm sure Andrew will fill in, and let's go and make this an amazing event with the Georgia Bulldogs in Athens, Georgia. So absolutely, we're going to do this thing. But But look, I mean, in so many ways, you know, when did Charlie die? It was mid-September, I believe.
September 10th.
And in the past, that's right, the day right before September 11th. And in so many ways, the past 6 or so months have been two separate living hells for Erika. And the first is, of course, that she lost her husband, she lost the father of her children, and I'll never forget this, because I mean, frankly, I think a lot about it, because my wife is now pregnant with our fourth baby, is when we went and picked up, thank you. But when we went and picked up Charlie's body in Utah, and of course you were there with us, and I met Erika, and I met the family. I mean, I met Charlie's parents and his little sister, and I just think about that moment and where she was so broken. And any of you know who anybody who's grieved before is you kind of go from just crestfallen and sad, and then you remember
I don't think he appreciated her either. I just thought it was ironic. You know, he was like, yeah, we talked about the threat possibility, but we're here. You know, and it was like, I think it had a little bit to do with maybe some more attention, because right now that's what TPUSA is thriving on, is the income and the size of that company since September 10th is just crazy. And I speculation aside, I don't think the woman had anything to do with killing her husband, but there is a lot of conspiracy out there about where she come from and the life she lived before him. So I don't know enough about it to talk any conspiracy about it. I'd like to see is probably a leaf blowing out there.
I don't know. He sees something out there.
Yeah, but anyways, we're gonna wrap it up because we got jobs to go to tomorrow and whatnot. But you guys got anything else before we go?
No.
All right, let's kill it right here on this one. So we'll catch you guys next week, hopefully. Take it easy. Oh wait, no, let's not do that. Let's transition. There we go.
Truth to ammo and